Is fighting for the future of our children, giving them a voice. Folks who may have fallen through the cracks, and it's been the subject of protests, demonstrations, and listening tours. But reform at the Cuyahoga County Division of Children and Family Services is coming. The changes come 6 months after the murder of Aniya Garrett, the 4-year-old girl from Euclid who was allegedly beaten to death by her parents. News 5's Jordan Vandenberg has covered this story from the beginning. And Jordan, go ahead and tell us what some of these major changes are.
Well, one of those major changes includes the creation of an advisory board that will provide independent perspective on DCFS. Some of the reforms, however, come with a price tag.
It was March 11th. Aniya Garrett lay dead, providing finality to a brief life punctuated by repeated alleged abuse. In the days and weeks and months ever since, there have been protests.
We have to make a difference and a change now.
And calls for change. It's coming.
We don't kill children. Our job is to protect children, and we do the very best we can.
Following Aniya's death, an independent panel of child welfare experts examined and later recommended changes needed at DCFS. Chief among those, the allocation of $1.6 million to hire retired police officers to help with investigations, as well as more caseworkers to reduce caseload. In an interview 2 weeks after Aniya's death, the director of CFS said this was atop her wish list.
I would reduce caseloads. I would have staff with lower caseloads. I would make sure, as Tammy said, we are providing support for secondary trauma, but we cannot underestimate the impact this has on staff.
Another major component of the reform is the creation of a 10-person advisory board that would do things like provide feedback on operations, policy, and review data. The members of the panel will be appointed by the county executive and serve 4 years. However, it is unclear who will serve on the board or when the appointments will be made.
There is a side to this work that people really do not understand. If you have never worked in this kind of work and people thinking we can 100% of the time get it right, it's not a standard we're able to meet. It's not a realistic standard.
2 more changes that could be implemented include assigning cases based on geography, as well as placing new caseworkers with more experienced ones for up to 6 months before they go out on their own. In the Tech Center, Jordan Vandenberg, News 5.